I'm going to show you how I sew the plug onto the bottom of my octopus. I've already got the face on it and put the stuffing in it. The plug is basically just the first 2 or 3 rounds that you do on the beginning of the octopus. I usually just do 2 rounds, but sometimes if I'm working with an octopus where the opening is a lot bigger, I like to do 3 rounds. But here's what I do. After I get through doing 2 rounds on the plug, I make sure I leave a really long string that I can use for sewing. And it's not very hard to do. You just have to hold the stuffing in, place the plug on top, and you kind of want it a little bit smaller than the actual octopus's opening, just so that it closes in a little bit tighter. But basically what I do is I just pull in some strings or some stitches from the octopus and the plug, and it's just basically, I guess, like a whip stitch around, trying to not leave any openings. Also, you have to watch out and make sure you don't grab one of its legs or tentacles in the process of pulling this up. If you do, just undo it and you just work your way around. And I kind of push the stuffing back in with my needle some. And if you did not cut the string long enough to sew the plug on, it will be okay. You can always tie a knot and start a new one, but I just find it to be easier to have a long enough piece of string. And if you have too long of a piece of string and you have a long piece left over, you can always use that long piece as a stitch marker on your next octopus. Just work my way around. And I did this octopus in 2 different colors just so hopefully you could see the different stitches between what's the leg and what's the plug and what's the opening. I hope it makes it a little bit easier for you to understand what I'm doing. If it was all one color, you may not have been able to see it as well. It doesn't have to be exact. Generally, there should be 16 stitches on your opening, and there should be 16 stitches, or I believe, or 12 on your octopus plug. It just depends on how you made it. But the main thing is don't leave any openings. Don't miss any stitches on your plug, and don't miss any stitches on your ring. It just depends on which pattern you're following. That'll determine how many stitches you have. Okay, when you have this all sewn with no openings, what I usually do is I tie it in a knot. I try to get it really, really close to the octopus as I can. Okay, and then my knot is right here. And then what I do is I just take my needle and go into the octopus and thread it all the way across. And then what I do is I try to pull hard and get that knot inside or underneath the octopus. Get it way down in there. And then I pull it kind of tight, and then when I cut that string and it loosens up, then you've got your knot and the loose end under the plug, and it doesn't show. And so then you have your finished octopus with its face, its legs, and its plug, and now it's ready to be brought to the store and for them to bring to the hospital. And there you go.